Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, August 17th. The time is 2:06 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 25 degrees Celsius. And I am up on the elevated walkway that goes around City Hall. And there's a look over Nathan Phillips Square. And I wonder if that guy's making a YouTube video. And there's a look to the north. So for this one, I'm going to head down to Queen Street. And I think I'll head west for a bit. And I might explore some side streets and other areas I don't often cover on this channel, just to kind of mix things up a bit. And there's a look to the east with Old City Hall straight ahead, and just beyond that is the Eaton Center. And there's a look over towards the financial district. I actually came downtown to get the rear wheel on one of my e-bikes repaired. I dropped it off at Repair and Run, which is right around the corner from here. We'll actually be walking past that pretty soon. This is really the first day in a while I feel like I'm participating in society again. So here's Queen Street West. And I could have taken that walkway over to the Sheridan Hotel there. And this is heading west on the north side of Queen Street West. And this is York Street. And it looks like there's a fire truck trying to make its way coming through east on Queen here. And that streetcar can't really get out of its way. Well, this is an unfortunate situation. And coming up is University Avenue. Actually, the last time I brought an e-bike in to be repaired at Repair and Run, I did a walk through Queen Street and Graffiti Alley, and I think I started it right there on University. I'm going to get stuck in the middle of this two-phase crossing here. And just before I started recording this, there was some very loud thunder off in the distance. And that sky is not looking too promising to the north of here. There's someone taking a dip in the fountain water, or at least his feet. So I didn't get out and record on Monday or Tuesday. I think I've been suffering from what they would call post-viral fatigue. I just felt pretty good today. I woke up and I was like, let's finally get that e-bike taken care of. I'll bring the camera and go for a walk, and if they can fix it, I might even do an e-bike live stream right after this. I have my gear with me. There's the Campbell House Museum, and it's worth noting that on the northeast corner over there will eventually be an entrance to Osgood subway station. They already have entrances on the other three corners of that intersection. As the Ontario line will soon be under construction. And if Eglinton Avenue has been any indication, Queen Street West here is in for quite the ride. There will be several years where the streetcars aren't running. They'll be diverted south along Richmond and Adelaide. I think I'm going to stick to the north side of Queen here, as the last time through here I was on the south side. When I dropped off my bike, they couldn't guarantee that they would get it done today, but they said they had aimed for getting it done within an hour or so. And it's really one of the only places I've found that works on e-bikes. A front wheel repair is no big deal. But the rear wheel, which is connected to the motor, a lot of just regular bike shops don't want to touch. So I thought, it gives me an excuse to come downtown. This is St. Patrick Street. Hopefully my voice is sounding a little less hoarse. It certainly feels a lot better.
But I kind of want a snack.
And coming up is McCall Street. And we'll look to the CN Tower to the south.
Not aggressive. I haven't said anything.
The area just to the south of here is known as the Entertainment District. I think maybe at Spadina I'll head north.
It hurt, but it didn't hurt. No.
And this is John Street. Old city TV buildings across the street. And that's now owned by Bell Globe Media. And they own CTV, and they have come under fire recently for letting go of a national icon in Lisa LaFlemme. She was the nation's most well-known evening anchor news person. I guess that's the politically correct term. She replaced Lloyd Robertson. And she wasn't really given a proper send-off or anything like that. Okay. Wow, look how dark that sky is. And I do not have an umbrella on me. That lady just came around the corner and was starting yelling some kind of gibberish. Cookies. I always like this part of Queen. The sidewalk opens right up. It's nice and wide. It's got trees on it. There's Repair and Run. So if you do have an e-bike or e-scooter and you're tired of bike shops giving you the run around and if they'll fix it or not, I think that is your place, at least if you're in downtown or close to it. This is Soho Street. There's MEC, Mountain Equipment Co-op. And they used to be located just south of here on King. And there is a Bell store. I just had fiber installed yesterday into my unit. So I finally got true gigabyte internet. 1 gig up, 1 gig down. Uploading one of these videos now takes minutes rather than hours. And here's a store that is always lined up. That's Brandy Melville. And they have a one-size-fits-all sizing policy.
Wait.
I think there was one in Amsterdam. You couldn't guess this is a pretty popular retail street shop shopping experience. I don't know. I was going to finish that sentence. I'm not quite all there yet, but we're getting there. There's the horseshoe on the right.
And I go back to my bag and I throw it, pull out your safety. Come back!
There's someone who seems upset that the streetcar hasn't come yet. And this intersection is earmarked to be home to a subway station about 10 to 12 years from now. This is Spadina. There's the infamous McDonald's at Spadina and Queen. So I'm going to head north for a bit, and then I'm going to make my way south. I think it's Cameron Street. I haven't been that way in quite a while. And this is marching north up towards Chinatown. We are in the final weeks of summer. And a lot of the younger folks will be back to school this time next month. So the neighborhood and on the left is known as Alexandra Park. That's currently undergoing a rather massive revitalization. There goes the southbound 510 Spadina streetcar.
The fake Air Force One, my real ones.
Okay, so get off at Sullivan.
And this is the south end of Chinatown. On the left is the Chinatown Center. And what used to be a Super 8 motel, but it's since been converted into youth housing. And here is Dr. Sun Yat-sen. You will find a statue of him in Riverdale Park East as well. that is right alongside the East Chinatown neighborhood. So in my mind, I wanted to turn here at Grange Avenue and head over to Cameron. And I think I'll fall through on that, although I'm kind of tempted just to follow the crowds. So we'll say goodbye to Spadina for now. And there, we just called that restaurant on the second floor the Train. It's a popular Vietnamese restaurant that used to be located on the first floor. It's a very popular spot on weekend nights, usually late into the night. A lot of the post-drinking crowd shows up there. And there's a look into Alexandra Park. It's the Alexandra Park Community Center. And this becomes Cameron Street, so I'm just going to take this south back down to Queen. At some point I might have walked along here in a video. But there are a lot of co-ops and buildings managed by Toronto Public Housing in Alexandra Park. And there's a lot of these older brown brick 2- and 3-story buildings. And most, if not all of them, are slated to be redeveloped. And I think Tridel is the developer that the city has primarily partnered with to oversee that. It's important to note that nobody is being displaced. Anyone who has moved from their Toronto community housing is being offered a unit in one of the new homes. It's the same story that's going on at Regent Park. These recliners have definitely seen better days, but they were probably not cheap back when they were new. They look like something you'd see in a karaoke lounge. And I think if you were to go on Google Maps and turn back time, about 5 years ago, everything on the left here looked a lot like these brown apartment buildings on the right. This is all part of the revitalization, including this condo. That's about 5 years old. I think it's 14 stories or so. I'm pretty sure this one was also built by Tridel. Kind of a neat design how the balconies are closed off on the sides to give them privacy. And that is Queen West coming up straight ahead. And that is Spadina, just on the other side of this parking lot. I can't imagine this will be here too long. Although this redevelopment notice has just a touch of graffiti on it. I think it said there'll be 15 and 17-story buildings at some point planned for there. I can't say I don't like it. I actually quite like that condo. And although Graffiti Alley is just to the south of Queen Street, if you were to wander that way, along that laneway, you'll see a lot of interesting street art. And there's some more just to the left. And there is the Cameron House. I'm assuming it's named after the street. So we are back on Queen East, or rather Queen West, walking west.
Toby.
So to the right is Alexandra Park, and to the left is the Fashion District. And I think the next stop will be Brant Street. Not sure if I've ever walked the entire length of Brant Street. It's just to the south of here, and it's only a few blocks in length. I'll start to circle back in the other direction. So here is Augusta Avenue. There's a former KFC location. And there's another former KFC up in Koreatown to the north of here on Bloor. That is also closed down recently. There's the Java House. There's the peek into Graffiti Alley. And it also continues in that direction over to Portland Street. And those there are the Waterworks residences. This is east on Richmond Street, but only for half a block. I'm then gonna turn south and we're gonna go all the way down Brant Street, which runs between Richmond and King. The arrow is up. It's pointing to the right, but we're pressing it so we can go south. All right, there's no traffic coming, bikes or cars. You can cry and call me a jaywalker. It's all good. Used to be like a bar slash nightlife venue called the Brant House just to the south of here. It used to be one of the most popular spots along King West, but I think it closed maybe about 8 or 9 years ago, and it was replaced by a place called the Citizen. And that kind of carried the torch of being a cool hangout. And that place closed down during the pandemic. So I guess we'll find out if anything new is going in there. There's a place called the Waterworks Food Hall. And this funky building here has hotel written on it. The Alder. This is the type of thing you see in a lot of cities, but not so much in Toronto. Kind of a purpose-built boutique hotel around this size. I quite like the red brick. And on the right here, we've got a park. And we are at Adelaide Street. That'll lead you through the financial district. On the right here is the old Brant Street School. Brant Street School, though now it's an alternative school, and I think it's been Alpha Alternative since the 70s. They've got their flag at half-mast. And the initial concept behind the school was there were no grades or tests. It's more of an experiment than anything, but I think it somehow worked out. On the left here is where the Brant House used to be, and that turned into Citizen. And they promised something new coming to this space. I think it's actually the same owners as the Citizen. Something patio. And where Chibo is, oh, it's called Myth, it looks like. So the Loop, I had no idea that was there. Where Chibo is, I think used to be a beer market at one point. And right at the south end of Brant Street, there used to be a club there. It's like a single-story building. And that's making way for these new condos going in. And that used to be home to a Pizza. Now it's Four Brothers Pizza and Wings. And we are at King Street West.
Yeah. And why?
I know.
We are not getting risk because we
So this is east along the north side of King Street West. I think this is the longest video I've done now, or at least walking video, since I've returned from Amsterdam. It's just the third one of these. There's a Patagonia, which I think was started by a guy who was best friends with the guy who started the North Face. They both had very different visions for similar brands. And this is Spadina coming up. There's plans for a 23-story office tower. I guess they're going to nestle it in right behind the existing building there. I'm gonna have to move to make this light. There's a look south down Spadina Avenue. And here's the street I'm not sure I've explored on this channel or not. This is Charlotte Street. It's often used to connect the King and Queen streetcar lines together. Hence the streetcar track. Please stay out of the flowers. I think these are queued up to go into service. This bus is destined to become the 504 King. Severe thunderstorm warning. Environment Canada are tracking a severe thunderstorm capable of producing pea to dime size hail and heavy rain. It's not a good notification to get on your phone. Especially since I'm kind of hoping I would just ride my bike back up.
Stop walking there.
Let's just cut down.
And this is Adelaide Street. I think that's a boutique hotel right there. And this is Peter Street, although just south of here it becomes Blue Jays Way. Well, I'm guessing the Jays are in town with a game. There's a lot of people with blue jerseys. It's only 2:50, maybe it's a late afternoon game. Lixon Glick Lane. This is Widmer Street. There's a cannabis shop. I have not dabbled in that in a few weeks now. Not since I was in Amsterdam. I've really been keeping the fun stuff out of the system until I felt 100%. And we are at John Street.
Where do you want to go? I'll go with Timmy. Yeah, where is Timmy?
They are looking for a Timmy's. That's not a bad idea. I think I could go for an iced coffee and just take a little break. This is Duncan Street here. Sidewalk closed. Pedestrians use other sidewalk. I think they're referring to this. And there's where Croc Rock used to be. And it's the Copacabana, an all-you-can-eat Brazilian steakhouse. Phone call yet, so I think I'm going to set my sights on a cafe. There's a Tim Hortons just to the north of here at Simcoe and Richmond Street. There's the Cafe Landwehr straight ahead. And a Timmy's right around the corner. So I'm gonna probably go to that one since I can grab a seat outside. Yeah, I see a free table over there. So on that note, thank you for watching. As I make my return to resuming Toronto walking videos, let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, which I have not updated for quite a while. And there's now a super thanks button appearing below these videos, as this one comes to an end at University and Adelaide. All right, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.